My name is Martha, and I'm 65 years old. There's one day I'll never forget. The day he lived. And I didn't. It was a warm morning in late September. The kind of morning that feels ordinary. The kind that tricks you into believing nothing will ever go wrong. He, my husband David, had just brewed his coffee. He smiled at me like he always did. That quiet, gentle smile that made life feel steady. We argued that morning. Something small. Something stupid. I don't even remember what it was about anymore. Maybe the electricity bill. Maybe the way I kept forgetting things. But I remember my last words. Go if you want. I don't care. He left, and I never saw him again. She pauses, voice trembling. Half an hour later, I got the call. A car accident. He survived, barely. But something in me didn't. When I reached the hospital, I saw him lying there. Tubes, machines, the rhythm of a heart that refused to stop. I held his hand, cold and trembling. And all I could think was how cruel words sound when they echo in your head with no chance to be taken back. He lived, yes, but the man who came back home wasn't the same. His body healed, but his eyes carried something broken. Something my apology couldn't fix. We started living like strangers sharing the same roof. I cooked his favorite meals, spoke softly, smiled more than I felt like. But every silence between us was louder than my guilt. Sometimes late at night he would wake up gasping, like reliving the crash all over again. I would hold him, whisper, "You're safe." But I wasn't sure who I was trying to comfort, him or myself. Tears gather as she looks down. The day he lived was the day I started dying inside. Piece by piece, word by word, years passed. The scars faded, but that morning never did. If only I had stopped him, said sorry, or held his hand just a second longer. Maybe I would have lived that day too. Life has a cruel way of teaching lessons. It gives you the test first and the meaning much later. I learned that love isn't about always being right. It's about being kind when you're angry, gentle when you're hurt, and silent only when your words can heal, not wound. She takes a deep breath, steady now. If anyone's listening, don't let your last words be born of pride, because one day you might be left with a silence that never ends. He still lives. He walks slower now, forgets things sometimes, calls my name softer than before, and every time I look at him, I whisper, not for him to hear, but for my soul to heal. I care, I always did. Soft, fading voice. That was the day he lived, and I finally began to understand what love really means.